You're watching TVC Breakfast. At least 25 persons died in 2018 on Lagos waterways, with several others yet to be accounted for.
TVC News Sarah Yeku reached out to two families of victims who were willing to recount their experiences.
At the home of the Ikanangs, very little has changed to reflect a missing loved one, whom they still believe will return home someday. It's a hope that has stretched since July 2018, when Mrs. Ikanang left home for work on Lagos Island via the Ikorodu ferry terminal. The July incident was one out of 9 ferry disasters recorded in 2018, with 98 casualties and 25 deaths. That's apart from the number of persons whose remains are yet to be found. For the Ikanangs, accepting that their wife and mother may not walk through their doors again is the one thing they're not willing to come to terms with. In less than a year after the boat mishap.
Tried since then, still looking for her. We now have to involve the service of local fishermen to go into all the creeks and see if they can discover the body. We have not seen the dead body. We have not seen the live body. So in such a case, what will you say? It's a missing person. So it still remains missing till otherwise. Life goes on. I know at least I'm around, I have to call other children.
Apart from the Ikorodu ferry terminal, there are other jetties. Boat rides are taken from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then in the evenings for those returning from work. Elijah Olaugu is a land surveyor, pastor, and father to 4 children. In 2015, he came face to face with the biggest horror of his life while traveling on the sea.
It was around probably after 6 minutes that we left the place that all of a sudden the boat that I boarded capsized. And so all of a sudden we were just saying everybody jump inside water, jump inside water, jump inside water. So because I didn't know anything about water, so while others are jumping inside water, I couldn't jump.
Boat mishaps could be traced to a number of factors, namely unskilled or inexperienced boat operators, defective boats and boat engines, speeding, bad weather, seaweed. And the Lagos State Water Authority has its work cut out.
We encourage the passenger. There are passenger forums. We tell them if you notice anything, report immediately to LASWA. Tell us. We might not always see everything, but we're watching out. But we're also trying to make sure that we're more responsive to all the passengers and telling them, look, they should complain. And we've gotten several complaints, even in recent times now, that look, this is what we've noticed. And immediately they make the report to us. We go out immediately and ensure that that boat is well secured.
With the introduction of new jetties in strategic places across the Lagos metropolis, it is expected that the waterways will only become better and safer. Sarah Ayeku, TVC News, Lagos.
Joining me now via Skype is a public affairs commentator, Adeboye Kalijayi. It's good to have you join us this morning, Adeboye. Now, it seems every year there is one incident of boat mishap, boat capsizing here and there, and sometimes there are casualties. How concerned are you with this, and what measures is the government or even those who are concerned taking to stem this tide?
Well, naturally, it will be a concern to all and sundry because life is irreplaceable. So nobody jokes with life. But beyond that, let us also ascertain the fact that mishaps, will occur occasionally, no matter how much you try to put in safety measures, like you have on your airplane, like you have on the road. But after the water mishap becomes more noticeable and much more worrisome because people believe that, there is no remedy. But what are the efforts that government must put in place? First and foremost, the use of our waterways as a veritable means of alternative transportation is still a walk in the mill. And when I say walk in the mill, it says that there are still more efforts that government must put in place to make our waterways water-worthy. First and foremost is to ensure that we do put in place basic infrastructure that will aid water transportation. Our water transportation is like your road transportation. Where you have to tar the road, you have to make sure that the road is worthy to motorized. The same thing applies on water. The water is an expansive utility, but as expansive as utility is, it's not as if anybody can just go into water and make it navigable. You need to put in some channelization, some dredging, some mappings. You need to ensure that the waterways are removed, the wrecks on our waterways are removed. Most of these incidents are caused by wreckages. There are a lot of wreckages on our waterways that are yet to be removed. So many boats had sunk so many years ago. And so when water transmission is being carried out, sometimes you don't have the knowledge of the in-depth of the wreckages that are on our waterways. So wreckages are major incidents of mishaps. Beyond that, like you have identified earlier on, is to also say that, we need to also control the use of our waterway in terms of, overloading, in terms of overspeeding, in terms of all of these things. But then beyond all of this, it's also to say that, safety is the concern of all of us. The security on our waterways and safety is undertaken by various agencies.
All
the
right.
Naval Police protects the entire waterways in terms of
All right,
ensuring
Adeboye. Yeah, Adeboye, one other concern in the minds of Nigerians is the issue of unskilled or unprofessional or inexperienced boat operators. When it comes to regulation, what are the authorities doing in that regard?
Obviously, LASWA is doing a lot in terms of regulating the quality of people who drive or who apply on our waterways. There are trainings that are undertaken from time to time, and then the various private operators too are also, taken into various seminars and workshops to ensure that they do not just put any, amateur pilot or, boat operator to run our ferries. But all of these are measures that it's a continuum in the sense that we must not put our eyes away from all of this quality control.
Okay.
We must ensure that the quality control is, something that is continuous. We do regularly, and above all,
Okay.
I urge all Nigerians to ensure that we also take part in our safety.
All right, we have to leave you here now. Adeboye Kalejaye, thank you so much for giving us insight into all of this. Thank you very much.